Hi and welcome back to my channel. It feels like it's been a little while again since I've been able to sit down and film for you all. So I don't always want to belabor that point. I just want to acknowledge the fact that my filming schedule has been quite sporadic over these last couple months. Work has been really busy, life is busy. I think I did mention in a previous video that we are going to be doing a second floor remodel of our home. I thought that was actually going to be starting this month, but it has been pushed to January, which I think is really good for all of us because, you know, we can just go ahead and get it started after all of the holiday busyness and holiday enjoyment is over. So that's going to be starting, but we are definitely in the thick of that planning. So life is a little bit more busy than usual, but I am still going to try as best I can to get out videos for you every once in a while to let you know what I'm testing, trying, loving, maybe not loving so much. But today is empties day, so I need to get this humongous bag full of empties into the recycling. Most of it's gonna go into the recycling. Unfortunately, some of it does end up in the garbage, but I need to get this out of my closet and start from scratch with an empties bag. So today I'm going to be going over my empties with you. Now, sometimes I do this in various ways. Today, I am just going to blindly pick out products from here because I didn't have time to separate things out. So this is basically going to be like a rapid fire review of the things that I have in here, the things that I've finished up over the last couple weeks. I won't spend too much time on products that I've spent time talking about quite a bit in the past. So anyway, let's get going here. On the top of my bag is the Earthwise Beauty Nettle Tea. Now, if you guys follow me over on Instagram, you know that I love the Earthwise Beauty teas and I love making sun tea out of them. In particular, this summer, I really enjoyed the combination of their nettle tea and their hibiscus tea. So I just put that, I mean, it's just, you guys, I'm sure know what sun tea is, but you just kind of eyeball how much ever of the herbal tea that you want, or black tea, green tea, fill up a large pitcher and you just put it in directly into the sun for several hours, and then you just have a beautiful sun tea. So highly recommend nettle tea. I also do love this in the wintertime. It's very nourishing and soothing to the taste. I love the taste, and like I said, I find it to be very nourishing. All right, so the next one is no big surprise. I finished up another 100% pure Bright Eyes mask. These are the eye masks. They really do help me a lot with my puffy eyes. So if I've indulged in too much salt the day before, which I am very apt to do because I love salt, then I do oftentimes wake up with puffy eyes. So I am trying to find a more eco-friendly eye mask. I did talk about they're called the Dew reusable eye masks. I talked about that in my previous video, so I'll link to that so you can check those out. I do like them. I think they're effective. I'm not totally in love with them though, as much as I really do love the 100% pure, but I still am on the hunt for just a sustainable or a more sustainable eye gel eye mask. So if you guys have one out there that you recommend, definitely please do let me know. You know, ones that maybe come in a jar and have 30 uses rather than a single-use packaging. Speaking of decreasing waste, these are the new refillable bags of, this is shampoo, but they also have shampoo and conditioner. This is from Flourish. This is their lavender mint and wild clover silky shampoo. This is my favorite shampoo that they have. And I just find that it leaves my hair, which does tend to get kind of frizzy, especially around the front of my face. I feel like this does a really nice job of tamping that down. And I do think the conditioner is wonderful if you like a really good detangler, because I do comb my hair out in the shower. So anyway, this is a great option for refilling. I'm realizing I have a little bit more here on the bottom that I can squeeze out and put into the bottle. But anyway, definitely love this line of hair care. And I really love that Flourish has this more sustainable option. This is an empty I just finished up. This is an empty pan of the Jane Iredale Pure Pressed Base. And you'll see there still is a little bit around the edge. It does get to be really hard to get out when I use my big fluffy brush. So I decided to just go ahead and replace it with a brand new one. My color is Golden Glow. I have been using this powder for, I mean, at least 10 years, probably longer than 10 years. I love it. I don't talk about it quite as much as some other foundations on my channel, but it's a staple. It's a workhorse. I kind of go in and out into my frequency of use, but I tend to use it more in the winter because I find that, you know, in the summertime, I just want definitely more of that dewy kind of glowy finish, but in the winter, now I wouldn't say that this is matte because I tend to spray it with a hydrosol, so it gives it a little bit more of a dewy glow. But for whatever reason, I tend to reach for this more in the fall and the winter. So I'm glad that I do have a refill that was ready to go. Next up is the organic chamomile tea from Traditional Medicinals. I've talked about this a lot. I love having chamomile tea at nighttime. I also have their lavender and chamomile tea, which I think does such a lovely job of just calming me down, get myself ready for bed. So my ritual over the last many months has been having some lavender and chamomile tea, or just the chamomile, either one. But I do think the lavender chamomile tends to be really good for me, for calming me down. And then I just read about a chapter or two of a book, something that's not too intense, something that isn't going to totally activate my brain. And I find that that's just been a really nice ritual for me to calm me down and get me ready for sleep. Speaking of calming down, I do have an empty of the Prima Bath Gem. So these are CBD infused, or, you know, they have CBD in them. They're basically like bath bombs. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I think it's really lovely. It smells amazing. Just kind of has this really nice herbal scent. I do like taking baths, and I do find that sometimes having some CBD in there helps relax me. Could be a placebo effect, but I did really enjoy it, and it is something I would get again. I do recommend, though, cutting them in half. They are pretty big and they are on the expensive side. So if you want to treat yourself to it, but you want the treat to last a little bit longer, just cut them in half. Now, this is the Fivenia, or it used to be Fivenia, now the brand is Yena. This is the Yena Grace Autumn Hydrolot. They do not have these anymore, so I'm not gonna talk about it too much. So they were very kind to send me 2 bottles of these because I think they were trying to clear out their old stock, you know, with the old packaging. And Irvina knows how much I absolutely love this Grace Hydrolot. So she sent me 2 of them, and I'm really sad that they are empty. I will forever lament the fact that I won't be able to have that beautiful Osmanthus Yena toner experience, but I am excited to try their new one. I haven't yet tried it yet. So if you have tried their new toner essence hydrolot, I forget what they're calling it, definitely please let me know down below what your thoughts have been. Now, the next thing up is the Honest Shampoo and Body Wash. This is True Calming. I think that's the Truly Calming. And it is a shampoo and a body wash. I just use it as a body wash. I really enjoy this. It came in 2 bottles in a larger box from Costco that my dad picked up for me when he was there, and I just really like it. I think it's a really lovely body wash. I really like the scent, and I actually got some more of it. He picked up more of it for me, so I'm happy to have more of that. Now, this is the Necessaire Body Wash in Bergamot. I have spoken about this product many times. I think I've gone through 2 of the sandalwoods, maybe 2 of the eucalyptus ones, and so I was really curious about the bergamot. I actually didn't like the bergamot as much as I have enjoyed the eucalyptus and the sandalwood, and both of those are kind of a tie for me, so I would definitely pick out one of those over the bergamot. I just didn't find that the bergamot had that really typical, like, bright citrus scent that you might be used to from bergamot. I just found it a little underwhelming. The body wash itself is lovely, but I would definitely choose sandalwood or eucalyptus in the future. Of course, I have another tea box. This is the Nume Jasmine Green Tea, my favorite tea of all time, or at least so far. Now it has been my favorite for the last many years. I love having this tea in the morning. I usually have 2 cups of it, so I just do a huge mug of it, usually with some collagen peptides in it. And then what I'll do is when I'm done with that mug of tea, I will just refill it, use the same tea bag over again. Love the stuff, love the smell, love the taste, and I can't recommend it highly enough if you are a green tea fan. All right, so next up is a really, really old bottle. This is the sort of like heritage original branding from Infiori. This is so old. This is their body oil in Maya. They no longer make this. They haven't made this for, gosh, I don't know, maybe 7 years. It's been a long time that I have had this. And I found it in the back of my cabinet, sort of like the cabinet that's under my sink that things tend to get a little lost in. And I went ahead and finished it up. It didn't smell like it had gone rancid at all. I mean, in fact, smelling it now, the little remnants of it, smells as fresh as the day that I got it. So I was so in love with this and just mesmerized by this fragrance for so long. And then I just needed to take a break from it. And then, like I said, I just forgot about it and then rediscovered it. So I won't talk about this too much because Julie Elliott no longer does body oil. She just does the body balms. And I don't think it's called Maya anymore. I believe that Maya became Jasmine Superior. So I will put a little strip down here if that is incorrect, but I'm pretty sure Maya became Jasmine Superior. So if you like that deep, deep, rich scent of jasmine, especially Jasmine grandiflorum, I highly recommend this, not this body oil, but I do recommend the Jasmine Superior Body Balm for you. So next up is the Unearth Miley Charcoal Detox Soap. It says black pepper charcoal detox. Obviously I don't have the bar of soap here, but it was a charcoal bar of soap, so it was just like a black bar of soap. I really like having charcoal soaps in the shower because I feel like they do a good job of kind of like cleaning up and deodorizing the underarms. So I always do like to have a charcoal soap on hand. I feel like this is a really nice one that Unearth Miley does. I have been loving all of their bar soaps that I have tried, including their shampoo bar, and you can get that at Pink Moon. I do have a code with Pink Moon, and that's Trish, T-R-I-S-H. So if you do use my code, I believe that 2% will go to the Loveland Foundation. I think if you don't use a code, then just 1% goes to your foundation of choice, but if you use my code, 2% will go to the Loveland Foundation. All right, so I did talk about this product in my last video, which was products that I use all the time but never talk about. So I'm not gonna talk about this very much right now. Just suffice to say, this is an empty of the Lineage Sleeping Balm. This is the one in vanilla. And I've recently purchased the mint chocolate or chocolate mint, something like that. And I do prefer the vanilla. While the chocolate mint is really nice, I do prefer the vanilla. So I would say that this is probably my favorite, scent when it comes to these sleeping masks. Love it, completely empty. I already have repurchased it, but like I said, in a different flavor, but I do think I like the vanilla the best. So next up is the Dr. Sam Flawless Brightly Serum. Now this is not an empty, this is actually a disappointing product because I don't know what happened to it, but for whatever reason, the texture of it is just incredibly gritty. It is so unpleasant. I don't think it arrived that way, but just in a matter of months, it turned to this strange grit. And just in general, I didn't really love using it. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to toss this one. I personally don't recommend it because of the texture situation. I got it because it has azelaic acid in it. And I did talk quite a bit about azelaic acid in my previous video. So go watch that video if any of these things pique your interest. But anyway, I got the Dr. Sam's one because it has azelaic acid in it, but when it comes down to it, there are other azelaic acid products that I much prefer over it. So definitely go check out that video if you are curious about the azelaic acid products that I do like. Next up is the Malu Protecting Day Cream. This is from Honua. I absolutely love this moisturizer with SPF. It has non-nano zinc, SPF 30. It is a beautiful, beautiful moisturizer that does smell quite intensely of jasmine. And I think it's Jasmine officinalis that they use in this product. So I don't really like grandiflorum in my face products. I really love Jasmine Sambac, as you know. And then the officinalis is just kind of like a really clean, bright, I almost want to say simple jasmine, even though it's just absolutely beautiful. I really do love it. I just wanted to basically give you the heads up that this does have a very strong scent of jasmine, but I do really like using it as my sole moisturizer in the summertime and even like moving into the fall before I really feel like I need maybe some more intense moisturization. So I can just spritz my face with a toner. I can just put on a serum, usually like a vitamin C serum, and then put that on top, and then I'm good to go if I don't feel like I need, any color or tinted moisturizer on top of it. All right, so here was that extra bottle of the Yena Hydrolot. And then I just pulled out this mascara, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. I think what I'm gonna do is save the mascaras for the end. So as I pull those out, I'm just gonna set them aside. Here is another sunscreen. This is the Zinc It Over Fine and Sheer Sunscreen Facial Mist. I was a little on the fence about this one when I first got it, but then I ended up really liking it a lot. It is super convenient for spraying sunscreen on my arms if I just want to run out really fast, like if I'm running out to, go for a run or play some tennis and I just don't want to take the time to put SPF all over my body. This is what I have been reaching for, or that I was reaching for. I would just either spray it directly onto my arms and rub it in, put it in the palms of my hand and rub it in. And then it also was great for touch-ups. It really does not disrupt makeup or anything. So yeah, I do really recommend it. I personally would not use it if you are really wanting to protect your skin from the sun. I would not use it as your sole mode of SPF. I don't think it's that effective in terms of really covering every inch of your body. But for me, I am not super vigilant about using sunscreen all over my body. I do like to get a little bit of safe sun exposure, like on my legs and my arms. So this kind of was a nice happy medium for me in terms of using sunscreen, but not so much that I wouldn't be getting some, vitamin D synthesis happening. I just reached for the Earthwise Beauty Marshmallow Face Cleanser. If you've been following me at all, you know how much I love this. It is my favorite foaming cleanser. I absolutely adore it. My younger son loves it. He uses it all the time. So we do end up going through this pretty quickly, but yeah, one of my favorites of all time, and in particular, if you are interested in a foaming cleanser. So it looks like I've got a lot of soaps to talk about here today. This one, I think, is the brand called Nature by Canis. This is a goat milk soap. I got this off the Pharmaca website, or actually I think I was in Pharmaca, and I needed to get a bar of soap to travel with when we were going to New York. I typically like to travel with my own soaps because you never know what you're gonna get either at somebody else's house or in a hotel room. So on a whim, I picked this up to take on our trip with us, and I ended up falling in love with it. The scent has this beautiful, I think it's clove. It's like kind of spicy and clovey. I just love the smell, and actually I feel like this almost did a better job than my typical charcoal soap of kind of, doing the deodorizing, getting rid of the smell, the BO smell. Really feel like this does a great job. There's nothing super fancy about it. It looks kind of like a bar of Dove soap, and I will say too, it's not like super artisanal. You probably want to read the ingredients because it's not, one of these really like hyper natural types of bar soaps, even though it is at Pharmaca. So read the ingredients if you're really cautious about your ingredients in your skincare, but I really have been loving this. I think it does a great job of neutralizing the BO. All right, so next up is the HoG Sea Change Cleansing Balm. I've spoken about this so many times and I absolutely love it, but unfortunately, Allie has decided to close Heart of Gold. She's no longer going to be creating these beautiful skincare and body care products. I don't know exactly what she has in store. She alluded to another project or something coming down the road. So I'm really excited to find out what Allie has in store for us. So I'm not gonna talk about this that much. Heart of Gold Sea Change Cleansing Balm, loved it. If you still have it and are using it, take it easy on it because you won't be able to get another one. I'm gonna talk about here the Laurel Single Farm Hydrosol in Rosemary. Now, as you guys know, I love my hydrosols, my toners, my mists. I particularly love these single farm hydrosols that Laurel does. So they sent me this rosemary one. I actually don't know if it is still available, but unfortunately I have to say this has been my least favorite of all the ones that I have tried from her. I love the California Rose. That might be my favorite from her, although her Calendula one is also super beautiful. I don't know if those are available right now, but if they are, I will definitely link them below. The rosemary one, interestingly enough, was almost too strong for this scent. I mean, it's quite impressive for a hydrosol, the intensity that it has of rosemary. It's quite tenacious. It lasts for a long time on your face. Like the scent really does linger. So for me, it was just a little bit too much. I mean, I do really love rosemary, but it just was too much rosemary for me. So this would not be one that I would get in the future or necessarily recommend if you don't like very strongly scented products. I do highly recommend though the California Rose. rose, and I also think the calendula is just beautiful. So I just grabbed the Jordan Samuel Matinee Gel Cleanser. I would say this is a staple for us and our family. So I love using this, and then my older son really loves this. So while my younger son really likes the Earthwise Beauty Marshmallow Cleanser, my older son loves the Matinee, and he probably took one with him to college, so I maybe need to do another restock for him and for me. But anyway, this is a staple product. I love having it in the shower, and I've been using it for years, and I don't foresee myself stopping using it. This is the 12 Beauty Nutritive Repair Emulsion. I think I've spoken about this several times already. This is not like one of those watery emulsions. This is more like a lotion type emulsion. I absolutely love this, and I do have another bottle, thankfully, but I really fell in love with this. What I really like doing is mixing maybe like 3 drops of an oil in it, mixing them together, and then using that actually as my day moisturizer. And I have been loving that with a particular device that is new to me. Well, new in that I've been testing it for maybe 4 to 6 weeks now. And the combination of this emulsion with the oil and then the device has been wonderful, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about that. I'm going to be doing, my next video will be some new items to talk to you guys about, so I will give you more details in that upcoming video. All right, next up is the Sahara Rose Divine Beauty Serum. Now, this usually has a pump top on it, but my husband took off the pump and put it onto another oil that he's using for his hair, but he was the one who really fell in love with this. He really likes using this as an oil serum for his hair. So this is just one of those, oil-based serums or oil serums that you can use on your body, on your face, in your hair, just super multi-purpose, and I definitely recommend it. Now this was the Honua limited edition. I think this was over the last holiday season. This is their 100% Hawaiian grown hand and body oil made with sandalwood, kukui, and macadamia nut. Now this was a gift that Honua sent to me. I think it was like as a thank you for working with them, which was super sweet. And this was amazing. This was so thick and luxurious. I'm sad to say that I think it is limited edition and I don't think they have it anymore. I will definitely go check that out for you, and of course link it down below if it is available. But if over the holiday season they release this again and you are a body oil fan, I highly recommend checking this one out. Next up is the Josie Marin Ultra Hydrating Mineral Sunscreen. I've spoken a lot about this summertime. This is for the body. It is SPF 45. Highly recommended. It feels really lovely on the skin, very emollient, and then for my skin tone, I did not have any issue with white cast. For darker skin tones, I can't speak to that. So if you do have experience with this product and you do have darker skin than me, please do let everybody know down below if this was a product that worked for you in terms of white cast. All right, so next up is the Lineage Cream Skin Mist. I love this stuff. I think it is just a really beautiful kind of like liquid moisturizer. It sort of crosses that line between essence and moisturizer. It's just beautiful. It has a fine mist. I really love it, and I definitely would get that again in the future. I have here the Nini Organics Crimson Beauty Face Serum. This was a Boxwalla Beauty Box find. Love this stuff. Really beautiful. I've spoken about it many times, so I don't want to talk about it too much, but just a really lovely water-based face serum that smells amazing. Okay, so next I'm going to do these two together. These are the Iolet Creams. There is Opulence and then Renew. I have spoken about these so many times because these creams really are some of my favorites. I think they're just exceptional. They smell really nice. The texture is beautiful. They absorb really well while still giving you that nice emollient feeling. Now, if you're interested in bakuchiol, Renew has bakuchiol in it. And then Opulence, I can't remember the exact ingredients, but it's just loaded with really beautiful, like skin-loving, nourishing, hydrating, and moisturizing ingredients. So both of these are beautiful. Highly recommend the Iolet creams if you have not checked them out yet. Next up, this is a small size of the Pink Moon Midnight Melody hair oil, or not hair oil, I think it's a body oil. I can't remember exactly what the title is, but I think it's body oil, but you can also use it for your hair as well. I love using it for my hair. It's the perfect texture for me in terms of using hair oil. I love this one, and I've really been loving the one from Ronavat. I use them interchangeably. So highly recommend this Pink Moon Midnight Melody if you are a person who loves to use hair oil. This is an empty of the My Shell SPF 50. This is the Sun Shield Liquid. My color is nude, which is light to medium. I do have a refill of this. I use this stuff almost every day, especially during the summertime. I like mixing it with the Malu when I do feel like I want a little bit of a tint. Highly recommend the My Shell. This is an empty of the Josh Rosebrook Daily Acid Toner. I have spoken about this many times. I love this so much. It is just one of those rare, like gentle on your skin toners that has AHAs in it. It's super gentle, but super effective. I love the light floral scent. Just everything about it I love. So if you are looking for a toner that does have AHAs in it, but is super gentle, I highly recommend that one. All right, so next up is a product from Stark. This is the Eclipse Activated Cleansing Gel. You can use this as a cleanser, which is what I did. I think you can also use it as a mask, which I never have done. This was also featured in the Boxwalla Beauty Box, I think a limited edition, which has sold out. So I'm not gonna talk about that box because it's all gone, but I will say that I really enjoyed the Eclipse. It has this beautiful scent of cardamom, really lovely, really unique. So if you are curious about anything from Stark, I do recommend her cleansing gel. And then speaking of Stark, this is the Stark Petrichor. This is her toner. This is Jess's toner. Jess is the owner of Stark. I really enjoyed this one as well. It didn't really take me too long to get through this one because I really do like it a lot. So if you are curious about Stark and you want to do just sort of like the basics from her line, I highly recommend her cleanser. And then I also think Petrichor is really lovely as a toner. And then her City Oil, which I have been using as of late because it did come in that limited edition Boxwalla box. It now has vitamin C in it, so I've really been enjoying that and it's been working really well for me. Next up is the Prima Afterglow Deeply Restorative Cream. Now this is one of those CBD products. I actually really liked this cream a lot. It does kind of have the smell of marijuana, so if that's something you don't like, then I definitely would not get this. For me, I actually like the scent. And the texture is very emollient, very creamy, very luxurious. I did not have any problem getting through this. I think the Clean Beauty Box sent this to me, but this is definitely a product I would get again in the future. Highly recommend if you do like CBD in your skincare and you are looking for a cream product. Next up, and this will be no surprise, this is an empty of the Live Botanical Ambient Moisture Liquid. I love this so much. This is probably my favorite emulsion type serum. I love reaching for this. This I do also mix with a couple drops of oil, similarly as I do with the 12 Beauty emulsion, but the 12 Beauty emulsion is definitely thicker. The Ambient Moisture Liquid from Live Botanical is definitely thinner, kind of has a little bit more of that water-based serum feeling. Like I said, I love mixing it with oil. I use it all the time, and it has this beautiful scent of strawberries. So if you have been curious about something from Live Botanical, you want to dive into Carolyn's line a little bit, definitely pop this one into your shopping cart. And I do also have a 20% off code that is good all the time with Live Botanical, and it's just Trish, T-R-I-S-H. So don't forget to get 20% off by using that. So next up, I've got two of the David's toothpaste. I think there actually should be three here that we've gone through. They sent me all of their flavors. One of the newer ones is spearmint. I think the original is peppermint. And then there was also like citrus peppermint or citrus spearmint. I can't remember which one. I think maybe that one, it comes in a pink tube. I think that maybe has been my favorite so far. But basically whenever I'm using David's toothpaste, no matter what the flavor is, I'm like, oh yeah, I love this. And I would not have a problem using any one of the flavors. Right now we have the charcoal one going in my bathroom, and I would say I do really like it, but that's probably my least favorite one. And it's not because it's unpleasant or I don't like it. It's just that I prefer the other ones more. And like I said, I was really pleasantly surprised by, I think it's the citrus peppermint. So I would love to get that one again in the future. All right, so I'm getting to the bottom of the barrel here. I do have these Ritual Defee, I forget what these are called. I'm totally blanking, but they're their little pots of eyeshadow. I love them. I think they are stunning and beautiful. The only problem is with these is they go bad so fast, and the pots are so deep that there's just no way I'm going to finish this eyeshadow in my whole entire lifetime. So it just, you know, they just get that like old crayon smell really fast. So I am so sad that I have to toss these out. It really, really bums me out. So I won't be getting these again in the future because it just feels really wasteful, and it's not worth it for the, you know, few months of pleasure that I get, you know, really enjoying these eyeshadows because they're so beautiful. But yeah, unfortunately, they're just a miss for me. This is the second time I've actually given them a try. I did have one of their pots many years ago and found that it went bad quickly, decided to get it again because I think they did change their preservative system, but ended up having the same issue with them going rancid too fast. So unfortunately, I won't be using that product anymore. I've got 2 empties of the Dr. HoG Lip Care Stick, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Lip Care Stick. I love these. I've been using them for years. They're definitely holy grail status for me. I love that one. I also love the Osmia Lip Doctor. And I've also really been enjoying the Carrie Gron pot lip balms too. Those are really nice. So I do have one last product here before I just do a quick review of the mascaras. And this is the Good Molecules Yerba Mate Wake Up Eye Gel. I love this stuff. I have been very impressed with it. It is so easy to use. It feels cooling. It does a great job at depuffing. My only con on this one is that it's too small. So it has a long list of pros. The one con is that, yeah, it's just too small. I will be repurchasing this. I keep thinking about placing a Good Molecules order, so I do definitely need to do that. But yeah, I just wish that these were bigger. So I think next time I will purchase 2 of them. They're very inexpensive. I think they run like $8, so it's a super affordable option if you've been looking for something that does a nice job of depuffing the eyes. Okay, so real quickly, let's talk about these mascaras. I do have an empty of the Glossier Lash Slick. I've talked about this many times on my channel. I love this mascara. It is my favorite for every day. I just find it super easy to use. I find that it just grips my lashes really well. I don't ever smudge it or screw up the application. It's just super easy. I can do it really fast, and it's great for just those days where you don't want like any kind of a real dramatic eye look, you know, especially if I'm just gonna be running errands or whatever. So this is definitely my go-to mascara on a daily basis. So I've been trying a couple new ones. This is the Innisfree Skinny, I think it's like Micro Cara. I don't know, Micro Cara Zero. This is one of those that has a teeny tiny brush, which I actually do really like, but I just wasn't super impressed by the mascara's performance in general. So I won't be getting this one again. I have a similar one from It Cosmetics that has a really skinny wand, and I think I do prefer that one over the Innisfree. Now this is the Merit mascara. They sent this to me, and the first few times I used it, I actually did like it, but now that I've had it for a little while, which really hasn't been that long, I have found that it is really clumpy and I'm having a hard time applying it. So this is what the brush looks like, just to show you guys. But yeah, I just find that it clumps, it kind of smudges. I'm just not super impressed by it, so I don't think I would purchase this in the future. And then last but not least is the Eyeko Lengthening Skinny Brush Mascara. This is what the tube looks like. And then I'll show you what the brush looks like. It is a very skinny brush. It's not as skinny as the Innisfree one, but it is clearly a very skinny brush. And I had tried this many years ago, kind of forgot what I thought about it, so I decided to give it another go. And yeah, I just didn't really love it. So the mascaras that I really like are the Glossier one, as I've been mentioning many times. I love the ones from Innisfree. I love the lengthening mascara from Dr. HoG, and maybe I'll do a dedicated video on my favorite mascaras at this point so I don't make this video too much longer. So I will stop here. That is all my empties. That is what I have gone through over these last few months. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, most everything has been a hit. There are some misses here and there, but definitely let me know if you've discovered anything new that you've been loving or something that didn't work out for you, if you have any recommendations for me. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I will try to get out my next video for you in the next couple of weeks. And like I said, it's going to be on some new discoveries that I have really been enjoying. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in that next one. Bye.